This is for my babies. My beautiful baby. Today I saw
You, cause I only want you, yeah. Cause I only want you, yeah. Cause I only want you, baby, yeah. I only want you, yeah, 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 yeah. Only want you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Betha. So it has been a minute and I'm so glad that I'm doing this video today because it has been really a long time since I sat to talk with you guys. So a lot has been happening, and today I just wanted to show you guys how I refresh my locks. The first part I actually did it a few months ago. I did it 1 month ago, and actually it has been 1 month since I did refresh my locks, and as you can look at them, they don't look so bad, but I just want to give it a new look because I'll be traveling. But I'm currently loving their state and I'm loving everything, and I just like how good they have been to me because this hairstyle is it has been keeping me going for some time now. Actually, it has been 4 months since I did my hair, or actually sew my hair, and I think I'm going to be keeping this in for a little bit longer than I expected because just look at that, it's giving. And at my current state, I think locks are just so good, like the minimal manipulation on your hair and all that time that you used to make your hair. I think just having locks make it simpler, and I have been loving them ever since I installed them, and I think I haven't lost interest in having them around. I still love them, and I think I'm going to be keeping them a little bit longer than I expected. And yeah, so as you can see, I had been trying to do the back. I don't know if I can turn and give you guys the back view because I have been trying to do the back. So far, this one I have come up with. So I still have a good portion to go, and I want this with you guys so that you can just see. And of course, I do my hair, like I have been doing my hair ever since Corona 2020. So I'm just going to be seated here using my products and my hands to just get the magical everything going on. So let's start with what we'll be using. So I had some shea butter, but I think I'm running out of it, so I won't be using this. But I love using shea butter because it just tends to keep the moisture intact in your hair for a long period. So this is the shea butter that I was using. Then I'm going to go in with some coconut oil, some avocado, and some avocado hair food oil. This is how it looks like. And also I'll be going in with this wax. So for the tools, what I'll be using of course a pair of scissors to just snip any ends that tend not to want to be tucked away, and the kinky that I'll be using. I'll also be using a tail comb to just, actually not part, but to just scratch it and make it lay flat, and of course expose the line. Is it a line? The separation. I'll be using my scrunchie to just tie down the hair. I'll also be using this type of Mali braid fluffy kinky hair, just to tuck in my new growth crochet, to just pull in through the kinky before I wrap it around my new growth. And one last tool I'll be using is this tiny needle to just, tuck in the ends of my locks. So let's get started. Brush and dip it in some cool water and just apply that or tap that on my roots. Oh my god. Okay, this mirror is just acting me. Like that. So this is what I do. Oh, first let me just go and tie my hair at the back, apart from the one that I'm working on. Yeah. So I just go in with water. This water is just on a brush. So there are a few things that I'd like to mention, and these are going to be things concerning how to maintain your locks. So the first one, what I'm going to say is that you're going to ensure that you wash your locks very often, because this is going to keep your scalp clean and your hair growing, and also it's going to avoid itchiness and scalp irritation. So make sure you wash your locks after 2 to 1 month to ensure that your hair is kept clean. The second point that I'm going to mention is that you're going to make sure you wrap your hair while you're sleeping. This is just to ensure that you don't snag your ends, and also it's going to protect your hair or your artificial locks from attracting and making lint get stuck onto it. It's going to help you keep your locks clean, because you're not going to be trapping all the lint available from your bedding. So that's also something you should consider. Another thing that you're going to consider as point number 3 on our maintenance of our artificial locks is you're going to make sure that you oil your scalp. This is also going to keep your hair moisturized and nourished. Just because your hair is in your artificial locks protective style doesn't mean you should ignore it. You're going to make sure you moisturize and oil your scalp often, because your hair really needs the hair products. This is going to help you on your hair growth journey, and it's also going to keep your scalp oily and very healthy. You're going to be doing this very often because your scalp should not be dried out, hence this will lead to dandruff. So you're going to be oiling your scalp every now and then. So our point number 4, what I like to say, I wanted to mention that you're going to be running your fingers through your locks. This is just to ensure that they are kept individually and separate from each other. Since this is kinky hair, this is going to tend to attract each other and coil up. So you're going to run your fingers through your locks. You're going to do this often, especially when you're oiling your hair. This is also going to help you have a tangle-free head, and you're going to do it as often depending on how many the number of locks you're having, because the more locks you're having, the more your hair is likely to tangle up. So as like mine, my locks are about 55. So I often run my hands through my hair to just help in separation. Also, this is going to ensure that all the shaded hair just falls off from your locks, because this hair tends to shed. Well, not so much, but it tends to shed. Running your hands through your locks also help you remove the lint that is just stuck or tending to stuck at your locks and hasn't permanently stuck on your locks. So another point that I'm going to put across is, for those with itchy scalp, you're going to need to use ingredients that tend to help you prevent your scalp from flaking a lot. And lately, I personally have been using lemon. Lemon has been helping me reduce the itchy, flaky scalp by just putting everything into a calm state. So this way it prevents me from itching my scalp and just unraveling and making my hair untidy. Although I like the untidy look, but also it tends to prevent or remove the hair or the tucked in roots when your hair has just been recently retouched. So you're going to prevent that by using lemon or any ingredient, especially homemade or kitchen made ingredient that helps you prevent your scalp from itching and flaking. Another thing that I like to point out, I personally still use my deep in conditioner because this is just helping my new growth to tend to be stronger and nourished. So I'll advise, if you have artificial locks, once in a while, just especially during wash days, put your hair, especially your roots, just prepare your deep in treatment and tend to apply the same way you just apply it when your hair is not in a protective style. This is going to help your new growth be very, very healthy, and you're going to love it. So that's another point that you should consider on maintenance. One more thing you're going to consider, you're going to ensure that you use your crochet needle to just tuck in the kinky extensions every time you feel that they are tending to unravel, or you're going to use your scissors to just snip them off, because that's not your real hair, and that will help you reduce the tangling and make your hair tangle free. So you're going to do that. Either way, you can also just use your palms to roll your kinky extension and just reduce the frizz to make your hair look a little bit neat. Another point that you should consider while maintaining your locks, I will generally not advise to put your hair in a tucked protective style or just to sew it up or do an updo for a long time, because that tends to just pull and nag your hair, especially at the edges. I'd advise to leave your hair hanging. If you're doing an updo for a party or a wedding or any of that good stuff, make sure you put it on a maximum of 2 to 3 weeks. Don't just put your hair from one updo to another, because that just tends to nag your endings and your new growth. So when doing this, also remember to make sure that your updo is not so tight, because that tends to just nag and pull out your new growth. It prevents your hair from nourishing and also causes breakage. Keep in mind, the older the locks get, the more beautiful they look. So try and leave them at their natural state and do a retouch a few 2 to 3 months. Don't tend to do a retouch each and every month, because just spoils the look. Until next time, see you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.
And even if you let your hair go wild and your feet take a break from your favorite stilettos, you 'cause baby